What's up, guys? The boys, 20K13. I'm going to talk about LeBron James adjust his mindset and adjust what his shorthanded craft needs. He knew. Somehow he always does. Maybe he saw it on someone's social media stream. If between the final buzzer and his shower he broken briefly from that boycott, but probably not. LeBron James is the rare athlete who has memory as well as muscle memory. And so naturally, he was not surprised when he was reminded that he had taken more shots than in any playoff game since 2009. And I quote, "Yeah," James said, sharing a smile with Kyrie Irving as they sat at the podium, following a 106-91 victory to tie the second round series with Chicago at 1. I told him after the game, "It's been a while. It's been so long that it as if he never left. Not once in James' 87 postseason game with the Heat did he attempt more than 28 field goals in Game 4 of the 2011 second round against Boston. Only one other time, in Game 4 of the 2012 second round, he he attempt 27, and that was one of the games that postseason in which Miami played without Chris Bosh, with circumstances similar to what the Cavaliers encounter now. 7 times during his previous stint in Cleveland, he shot at least 29 times in a postseason contest, and now make it 8 after he took 29 shots on Monday, making 13 of them to score 33 points, with 27 of those shots coming in the first 3 quarters, through which the Cavaliers built a comfortable lead. Make a note. He continuing as he tries to take the Cavaliers to a new level to make a break from some of what defined his Miami days. Not the lesson he learned about professionalism, process, and preparation from veterans such as Shane Battier, who watched Wednesday game with 3 of his former teammates on each side from the crowd before delighting James by popping into the Cavalier post-game locker room with a friend hug and reminiscences. James still carries those lessons, and they come across in the way he carries himself and specifically in his speech, as he parrots much of what he coach and player preach. Even so, he would tamper one of his South Florida obsession, activity. It still matters some enough that he mentioned it after Wednesday's shoot-around, when he said that he expected to be much sharper than in Game 1, when he was 9 of 22 from the floor with 6 turnovers. He added, and I quote, "I'm very efficient player. I thrive on being efficient. I take that very serious. I take that very seriously. Being efficient and that is efficiency wasn't up to par, up to my liking. Yet there's no question that this season efficacy hasn't always been his overriding priority. Sometimes that has been for the better. Since that time with the Heat, he seems to be passing up shots to preserve his percentage, especially during his second run, during his record run, such as what such as when he shot at least 60% while scoring at least 30 points in 6 straight games during one stretch. Sometimes though that had been for worse, as he had hoisted early in the shot clock, out of rhythm and off balance. During the regular season, his field goal percentage of 48.8 was down from 56.7, 56.5, 53.1, and 51.0 the past 4 seasons, and it was his lowest since 48.4 in 2007-8 with the Cavaliers. He now shot no better than 50% in all 6 games this postseason, after making more than half of his attempts in 14 of 20 games last season. Naturally, the more shots James makes, out of those that he takes, the better it should be for his team. But there are occasions when efficacy can be sacrificed for aggression. When the circumstances demand he set a tone for others to adopt. When they was such an occasion, this series is such an occasion. Ask how he balanced his competing aims. He explained it this way, and I quote: "For our team now, we a little short-handed. So the extra shot that I'm getting right now, that would be for Kevin Love. Even add a couple more extra shots that I'm getting would be for J.R. Smith. We are a little short-handed, so for me, I kind of have to change my approach. I had to change my approach tonight, knowing how short-handed we are." Pause here to take note of something else. His liberal use of the word short-handed, which could have been accidental, or it could have been a retort to Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau arguing that the Cavaliers are not. James went on to say that Irving advised him to be also aggressive, which I'm not accustomed to doing, James said, especially taking that many shots. I've never been a high volume shooter, but I have to respond to my teammates. What my teammates want me to do, I have to succeed at doing. So if it's a change in mindset for myself, then I have to do it. If that's what my guys want me to do. Irving made it clear that he did. That killer mindset of never stopping, Irving said, of just never giving the defense a night off or any possession. I feel like he definitely did that tonight. There wasn't one possession when he was on the floor, whether it was a pass, a score, a defensive stop, a rebound, or anything like that. He was all over it when we expect him to do. So I feel like when he has that mindset, that killer mindset, not really caring what's going on except for his teammates, he's the greatest player in our game right now. That's what happened to Chicago on Wednesday. After his initial onslaught, without question, the Bulls were a little weak on wheels, seeming satisfied with a split. Derrick Rose called his team nonchalant. Thibodeau said the difference was the aggression. We knew their aggression would be better and harder. It certainly wasn't a secret. And I quote, "He did what he said he was going to do," Bulls guard Jimmy Butler said. It wasn't a secret like the one that prematurely got out. The one about Tristan Thompson starting instead of Mike Miller. That switch was as much for James' comfort and fight as anything, since he much prefers to start as small forward than power forward, a preference that he made clear in Miami, but wasn't always accommodated there, especially since he and the Heat were so successful with him manning the fourth spot. Irving also preferred when James played small forward, stating after Wednesday's shootaround that he was happy to get our three-man back. It was great seeing Bron at the four, but at times he getting the rebound just like our big. He getting it right to me. Our dynamic throughout the whole entire year and what we created is we play off one another. Our big get the rebound. Me and Bron are sprinting to half court already, ready to get our offense started. As Cleveland coach David Black later noted, James ultimately played plenty of power forward Wednesday, as Black substituted in smaller players around him. Maybe the change for the first several minutes, doing with James Stubb out and then Stubb back in with the same four starters, freed his mind to play more aggressively. It's like it's likely meant more than the night of the surprise, the return of the cloth around his head. a return that he attributed to a pre-game win. But what matters most, more than a headband, more than the Bulls finding out about the lineup change, and more than the lineup change itself, was that James played with power all night, with force, with pace, and I quote, he was aggressive, Jimmy Butler said, but I wasn't aggressive on defense. It was easy for him. He got to the rim too easily, lots of layups, reckless fouling. What mattered was that James didn't stop, even after stretches. His shot stopped falling, even as his shooting percentage started sinking. Efficiency is important, and it should always be. But for these Cavaliers at this time, their little aggression is what will keep them afloat. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.